to another episode of Ball Don't Lie. I'm your host, Jacob Fraser, with my co-host, Cam Connolly. And March is here. We're ready for March Madness. We're excited. I guess it's our annual episode. I think this was our first episode last year.
This was our very first episode. And
Yeah.
this is what started the podcast. And it's the most wonderful time of the year.
Well, yeah, let's get into it because the tournament starts tomorrow. I mean, you've got the first four, but who really counts those games? The real tournament
I actually
starts
will be
tomorrow.
watching one of the first four games like today because I want to see Miami of Ohio.
Yeah, sure. But like, did you watch any of the
No.
Howard UMBC game?
Apparently, they were
some of
both
that.
good games too.
Yeah, I didn't get the chance to watch the other one. It was Texas, I believe. But
Yeah, Miami of Ohio is my appetizer for tomorrow. Skipping class tomorrow. If I was working, I'd be calling in tomorrow. It's the first 2 days of March Madness are the best 2 days of the year, sporting wise, I think.
yeah, I would agree with that for sure. But yeah, let's get into our bracket here. Let's kick things off. Duke, Siena in the East. I think it's a no-brainer. We're going Duke.
Yeah, unfortunately, well, I don't know why I said unfortunately. I was actually looking at Siena, like just out of curiosity. They play out of a really nice facility, and I've never heard of them before. It was
No, I haven't
really
heard
random.
of them either.
Like their stadium's like the same size as Duke's.
Really?
I don't know if it's their. I don't know if it's
know?
their stadium. I have no idea.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I'll look it up while you can analyze this next pick because I'm super torn on this next one.
Okay, I want to go Ohio State. I pulled up the matchup here on ESPN. You see, Ohio State is the favorite in this game. I just think Ohio State's the better team. Like ESPN's prediction, 63% chance Ohio State wins it, and I don't love the ESPN prediction. I never base my opinion off of that, but I think they are two similar teams, but I think I got to go Ohio State here.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm super biased against Ohio State at all time. That's why I didn't want to have a say in this one. Like every time I pick them, they lose, and every time I pick them to lose, they win. So
See, I'm a big Ohio State guy because my cousin worked for the athletic program as a team doctor for a while, so I'm a big Ohio State guy. But St. John's, Northern Iowa. I've seen people thinking that St. John's can go on a run here. Obviously, they've got the legendary coaching, but I don't have a ton of faith in St. John's. I am leaning them over Northern Iowa, but I don't have a ton of faith that they go on a deep run.
yeah, I'm on the exact same boat. I think I've seen actually a lot of people picking Northern Iowa for this upset here, and I don't see it personally. Like I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know every player on Northern Iowa or St. John's, but just from the little bits I've seen, the analytics I've seen, I think St. John's is kind of a lock in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going St. John's. All right. This is another matchup that I've seen the upset taken quite a bit. CA Baptist versus Kansas here, but I just think Kansas is too good of a program.
Yeah, like I mean, Darren Peterson is for all his shortcomings this season. They haven't been statistically, and they haven't been on the floor. And Darren Peterson's going to be on the floor, and as long as that's a thing, I don't think that CA Baptist has a chance.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's go Kansas. This is another upset. I feel like there are quite a few people taking upsets the um,
East,
in the East here, but Louisville, South Florida. I believe I saw today that Michael Brown isn't going to be playing for Louisville in this
yeah,
matchup.
yeah, you did see
So
that, and I'm
I
personally leaning USF. I don't know if you are, but
see, I was going Louisville all the way, and then once I saw that news, like I just pulled up the preview of the matchup here. He's their number 2 leading scorer, 18 points per game. That's a lot to lose, especially against a USF team that is already was dangerous to be a team that could upset Louisville. So yeah, I'm down to take South Florida here.
yeah. And then
Michigan State,
Cohen Carr is
North
not
Dakota.
losing to North Dakota State. All right.
No.
Cohen Carr's got a 50-inch vertical. Cohen Carr can dunk anything. I don't even think he's a leading scorer on that team. I just think he's one of my favorite players to watch.
Yeah, no, it's Jeremy Fears Jr.
He's not even the second leading scorer. That's funny. I did not
Yeah.
realize that.
But yeah, I'm picking Michigan State here as well. I feel like so far we've agreed with pretty much everything.
Yeah.
That'll change
Yeah.
soon. But UCLA, UCF, a lot of people saying that UCLA is underseeded here. I would agree with that. I think they're a team that could potentially upset UConn in the next round. What are
Yeah.
your thoughts here?
I don't know too much about UCF, to be honest. I've also seen the rhetoric around UCLA being underseeded, which is exactly why they'll lose to UCF. But I'm fine with going with UCLA here if that's something that you want to pick. I'm
Yeah,
not.
I think I'm going to go UCLA, but I do think this is going to be a fairly close game. It's not just going to be UCLA running the show, but
Yeah, hundred
I don't
percent.
think this is going to be the 7-10 upset.
I doubt it'll be a blowout as well. I'm hoping
Yeah.
that it'll be a 5 point game come down to it, but maybe not. Maybe
Well, that's what
UCLA
we
can just
hope
blow
for
them
all
out.
these games.
Yeah, you're right. Unless it's like your championship team.
Yeah. UConn, Furman, Dan Hurley revenge tour. Is that
Yeah, I think it's safe to say UConn's gonna win this one.
yeah. All right, well let's scroll back up here. Duke, Ohio State in the round of 32. I think I'm going Duke here. Like they're I don't want to give too much away for later on in the bracket. I do think Duke chokes. We talked about this last episode too. Like they do choke, but
Every year.
I don't think they're choking to Ohio State in the round of 32.
No, me neither. I just think Duke is just way better in every single area, down to even coaching. Like there's not an area that Ohio State would have an advantage on this Duke team.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. St. John's, Kansas. Now, you mentioned Darren Peterson. If there's a healthy Darren Peterson in this game, I think I'm going Kansas.
Yeah, and that was my dream Sweet 16 matchup right there, Duke versus
Yeah.
Kansas. That is the matchup. I will be tuned in no matter what. Nothing can stop me. That is the game I want to see so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it then. Let's go Kansas. South Florida, Michigan State. Let's check out the preview here, just for fun, you know. Um, I mean, like 81% odds to win, but USF, I feel like they're a little bit dangerous here. Look at that offense, 87.7 points per game. Obviously, Michigan State has a good defense, but I kind of want to pick the upset here.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't agree with that, but like when you just look at it, I was looking, there's a lot of metrics that point in USF's like favor, and I would
Mhm.
say that they're not really dominating the headlines, which for my personal recipe for Cinderella, you can't be dominating the headlines because if you're dominating the
Yeah.
headlines, then you're going to fall because the other team is going to be like the higher seeded team is going to have extra motivation on top of their season on being on the line. And you have to have the metrics in your favor. And USF does seem to have both of those things. So if you want to pick USF, you can. I personally would still give it to Michigan State, but if the shoe fits, as Drake would say.
Yeah, I just like picking the upset, and I think, as you said, they're kind of a perfect recipe to go on a little bit of a run here. Let's shift over to UCLA, UConn. I mentioned UCLA could be the team that can compete with UConn, but at the end of the day, I think I'm going to lean towards Dan Hurley revenge tour here.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't like to bet against Dan Hurley in March. Like just the way that those last two teams, obviously not last year, but the 2 years before that, they were just so good, like ridiculously good. And he's an absolute sicko. So why would you bet against him? So I think UConn.
All right, let's get to our Sweet 16 matchups here. We've got Duke, Kansas, and South Florida, UConn. Duke versus Kansas. This is going to be an exciting one. Cam Boozer, Darren Peterson. I think I have to go Duke here. Unfortunately, I think I have to go Duke.
Yeah, I don't think that's the wrong take at all. Like Duke's the 1 seed for a reason. Will they choke? Probably, but I don't think they'll choke yet. So I'm gonna go Duke over Kansas. Darren Peterson probably put up a good fight if he's on the floor, unless he subs himself out when the times get tough. And yeah, but I think Duke and Cam Boozer will move on.
All right, South Florida, UConn. I'm gonna. I think the Cinderella run ends here, and I
Yeah,
think they fall to UConn. It's boring to have the 1-2, but
yeah. No,
I just think that's how this one's gonna shake down.
the NIL era, the 1-2 is
Yeah,
kind of the method.
yeah, exactly. All right, Duke UConn Final Four. Who's going? I Here's the thing. I think we've been hinting at this. Duke chokes, and they've got Caden Boozer kind of running the show here, taking on that starting point guard role a bit. I don't think he can get it done against a team like UConn. I think he barely squeaks by Kansas, and I think when it comes down to UConn, I don't think he gets it done.
Yeah, I mean, if Dan Hurley's UConn team is rolling and they get all the way to this Elite Eight game, I don't think that Duke is the one that's going to stop them. So I think
Yeah,
that it's pretty safe to say that, all right, let's go with UConn here, Dan Hurley and March, everything that we said. All the momentum, in my opinion, would be on UConn's side.
yeah, 100%. All right, so we've got UConn down there in the Final Four for that first Final Four spot. Let's shift over to the West here. Start with 116, Arizona, Long Island. Last episode, you were talking about your love for Long Island, but there's no way they get it done over Arizona.
You know, I've actually never seen a more hyped 16 seed in my entire March Madness watching career. I'd never even heard of any of the 16 seeds pretty much up until this year with Long Island as the first one. That I'm like, oh damn, I'm thinking like, oh, are these guys gonna be a 13 seed, like even like a 12 seed? No, 16 seed. Unfortunate, but yeah, you got to deal with Braden Burries, and if they pull it off, that'd be awesome. By the way, but
Yeah, oh, for
I
sure.
don't think that there's a chance.
Yeah.
There's like five
Villanova,
Canadians on
Utah
that team.
State on Long Island?
Yeah,
Hmm,
but
didn't
I
know
can't
that.
remember their names. But I just saw there's like five Canadians. Villanova, Utah State. This one's interesting to me. I've seen a lot of people saying that Villanova just doesn't have what it takes and that Utah State will be able to get the leg up on them.
Yeah.
Villanova, the first year that I fully paid attention to March Madness, like I made a bracket and everything, was the year of the Villanova buzzer beater, that crazy final. And they just always have a soft spot in my heart, and it's really hard for me to pick against Villanova. So I'll concede my decision and I'll give it to you.
All right. Well, Utah State's actually favored in this one. You can see -1.5 favorites. And I have done my own bracket. I took Utah State, so I think I'm gonna keep that same pick, and I'm gonna go Utah State here to take on Arizona in the round of 32. Um, Wisconsin High Point. High Point. There was a lot of conversation around them last year, but I do think this Wisconsin team is too good to lose
Yeah,
to
High
12 seed
Point
High Point.
absolutely let me down last year, and I'm not even giving them a chance to let me down this year. Take
Yeah.
Wisconsin, get these guys out of the bracket. They have the coolest school on this earth, and it just makes me jealous. And just get them out of my bracket.
Arkansas, Hawaii. I'm really excited to see what Arkansas can do in March this year. I I think I saw a video earlier today, a guy breaking down this matchup specifically, saying that Hawaii loves to force teams into isolation, and that's exactly how Arkansas likes to play. So I don't think there's any chance that Hawaii can get it done over Arkansas. Although I am excited to see the University of Hawaii in the tournament. I'm a big Hawaii fan because I think when I was like 13, I got to tour the university and check out the basketball facilities, watch the team practice and everything. That was a fun experience.
Yeah, I mean, I do raise you one thing. John Calipari with an elite guard, again, on a heavily favored team. Where have I heard that one before?
Yeah, but actually, I was going to say they don't lose in the round of 64, but they do. They
Yeah,
did. Kentucky used to lose in the round of 64 a few
yeah.
times.
I
So,
mean, Jack Golke.
yeah.
Rob Dillingham versus Jack Golke, and Jack Golke reigns free. I still think that Arkansas is going to get it done. I think that
Mhm.
Darius Acuff, that's his name, right? Darius Acuff. I think he's very, very good, and
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm really excited. I do not like Malik Thomas, though. I have to say that I think that he's an absolute fraud. and I hate the way that he carries himself, and that's a whole other conversation. But
BYU Texas. We talked about it a bit last episode. AJ Debinsta, he can really raise his draft stock here, and I think he's gonna. I think him and Richie Saunders. Oops, pick Texas. I'm
foreshadowing.
picking BYU. I think him and Richie Saunders are, and Robert Wright. I keep forgetting that Robert Wright transferred to BYU. I haven't watched a ton of their games this year outside of keeping an eye on Dybantsta, but yeah, I think I have them going over Texas here.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited to watch AJ Debinsta. There's so many exciting prospects like in this
Mm-hmm.
March Madness. I feel like there's way more than usual. But I mean, that does come with a really strong draft class that's coming. But
Yeah,
I,
and I
I,
think last year with Ron Harper and Ace Bailey not making the tournament,
yeah,
like
no, but I am so excited to watch this BYU team. Like we don't get a whole lot of their games here, and now I'll finally get their games on TV, and I cannot wait to watch. I really want to watch AJ Debinsta play. Like I'm so
yeah,
excited.
Gonzaga, Kennesaw State. I hate the Zags, but there's no way they're losing Kennesaw State.
Yeah, pretty much.
Miami, Missouri. I I think this is going to be another good matchup, but I think Miami's too good to lose to Missouri here.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't know too much about these teams. They're just kind of teams that I just kind of go meh when I think about them. But
Yeah.
Miami does look like they're going to be the better team. They seem to have been the better team. They're the higher seed for a reason. So I'm fine with going with Miami here.
Isn't this where what's his name played at Princeton, Canadian kid?
No, no, he's at Florida.
Oh, Florida, right? Yeah, sorry about that. Um, Purdue, Queens. I told you before we recorded. I know you hate Purdue. I'm not giving you Purdue over Queens.
Yeah, and I hope we're wrong here, but I mean, Purdue's Purdue's also scorching hot right now, which sucks because they were not scorching hot coming into the what was it? What conference are they in now? I'm blank. Big Ten tournament? No, big. Yeah,
I always
yeah.
get the Big Ten and the Big 12 mixed up.
I'm pretty sure they're Big Ten. They were not. They were absolutely stumbling coming into that Big Ten tournament, and then they just went on an absolute heater and won it, which
Yeah.
sucks. I freaking hate Purdue, but Matt Painter.
All right, Arizona, Utah State. I think we have to go chalk here.
Yeah, we don't have to dwell on this one. Arizona State all
Yeah.
the way. They're so good.
Arkansas, Wisconsin. This is going to be another fun matchup. I am leaning towards Arkansas.
Yeah, I'm fine with Arkansas as well. Like I think that if they can beat if John Calipari, I should say, can get his round of 64 demon out of the way, then they can get past Arkansas can get past Wisco as well.
Yeah. BYU, Gonzaga. This is an old rivalry here. Obviously, BYU left the conference, but these teams used to face up against each other quite often. Um, and I don't know. I kind of want to go BYU. I think AJ Debance is just going to be too much for Gonzaga.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people and pointing at metrics saying that Gonzaga is poised for a deep run in this tournament.
Yeah.
That's what my brain is telling me. But my gut is telling me that AJ Dybantsta is so good and he's going to average 35 game in the tournament and they're going to breeze past Gonzaga. So let's go with BYU.
Let's do it. Purdue, Miami here. I will give you Miami over Purdue if you want it.
I do want it, but the thing is that my gut and my brain are both telling me Purdue. My heart is telling me Miami though.
We got to go with the gut and the brain here. I think
Yeah.
we'll take Purdue, but let's just get right into the Purdue BYU matchup before we touch on Arizona Arkansas because I want BYU over Purdue.
And let's do it. I hate Purdue. I'm a Purdue truther, and the truth is Purdue sucks. No, I'm just kidding. But I just hate Purdue, and I really don't want them to. I don't want to have to turn on Purdue games. Their color scheme just pisses me off. Like it hurts my eyes. Everything about them. Braden Smith is just not a good player. You're shooting like 11% in the Big Ten tournament. Like, oh, I cannot wait until he's off my TV, and I hope he does not make the NBA. Okay, that's some crazy hating, but I hope that he's not on any team that I watch in the NBA, and I hope that I never have to watch him play basketball again.
Arizona, Arkansas. Who's going to be taking on BYU in this matchup here?
I think you have to go Arizona. Like, they're so
I
good.
agree.
They
Yeah.
are just absolutely disgusting. And yeah, like, there's just nothing else to say. And unfortunately, I think coming into this next matchup too, Braden Burries versus AJ Dabansta, like that Arizona team is just too surgical. I think that's
Yeah.
the best way to describe them. Like, I don't know how BYU could compete with them and give themselves a chance to win across a 40-minute game.
Yeah, I agree. But I will ask, do you think if BYU can get to this point in the Elite Eight, do you think that Dybansta kind of solidifies himself, assuming that he's the one carrying them to this point? Do you think he solidifies himself as the number one pick?
I think it depends on our Sweet 16 matchup up in the top left there. Because if
Right.
Darren Peterson has a good tournament, shows that he can play basketball and likes basketball, and they both make the Elite Eight, then I think you have to go Darren Peterson. But
Right.
if he continues to act and play like how he's been doing, I think that, and AJ Dabansta gets to this point, I think it's hard to not want to take him at first overall.
Fair enough. Yeah. But yeah, I think we have to go Arizona. All right. So our final four is set in those two divisions, but let's shift over to the South here. Obviously, this 16 seed hasn't been the game hasn't been played in the first four as of our current recording. I'll be honest, I don't even know who is in this matchup, and I don't really care. It's Florida.
Yeah, I mean, I know one of them is Lehigh,
Yeah,
but I
I
don't
don't
know
know
what
who
the
the
others.
PV is.
PV Cougars, or I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't matter. They probably won't even be Lehigh. So
Yeah.
watch, they're gonna win and they're gonna beat Florida.
Clemson, Iowa. This 8-9. I haven't like I've seen a lot of people flip-flopping. You can see here the picks are fairly similar, 7 million versus 5 million. Iowa is favored in this matchup. Bennett Sturts probably he could be a lottery pick despite being older prospect, but I just think Bennett Sturts, as experienced as he is, I think he's going to put Iowa over the top in this matchup.
Yeah, and the one thing that kind of makes me second guess myself, I also lean Iowa, is just Clemson is such a by committee team. So if one of their guys has a bad game, you won't really notice. Whereas if one of those Iowa's main three have a bad game, that's when you'll
Mm-hmm.
start to notice. But I still do want to lean Iowa as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I think in these matchups where it's like one or two guys versus a team that plays by committee, as you were saying, like it's it's safer to take the team that plays by committee, but once one of those guys just pops off for the other team, it's over.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Like it's just so scary.
Yeah. Vanderbilt is a team that I haven't been able to watch a ton of this year, but I'm excited to see in this game against McNeese. And I think we kind of have to pick Vanderbilt. They took down Alabama
Yeah.
96-90, as you can see here, most in a recent matchup. I think they also took down Florida in the SEC tournament,
Yeah. I mean,
which was unexpected.
I don't know why I feel this way, but I am extremely high on Vanderbilt. Like I
Yeah.
to the point where I have a similar feeling about Vanderbilt as I did to Auburn in 2019. And for no apparent reason, I picked Auburn to go to the final, and then they lost in the final four off some freaking BS call. Kyle Guy gets 3 free throws, hits all three, and then Auburn didn't make the final. They were a 4 seed. Vanderbilt's a 5 seed. Actually, Auburn might have been a 5 seed as well. But regardless, I just have this weird gut feeling about Vanderbilt. So let's take Vanderbilt. Amir Orakan just cannot play basketball. So
Nebraska, Troy. Neither of these teams have ever won an NCAA tournament game. Does Who breaks a curse?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people picking Troy, and I haven't seen
Yeah.
any good evidence behind it. Like, I know that Nebraska is cursed, but like, let's just eliminate that from our brains. This is pretty much a no-brainer if you don't think about that. So I mean, it's pretty obviously Nebraska.
Yeah, I'm going to go Nebraska here as well. So we can agree on that. North Carolina, VCU. Caleb Wilson not playing for North Carolina in the tournament. That does scare me. It does.
Yeah, uh, it scares the absolute crap out of me too. But and there's so many people are picking VCU, and they're really like they're in the what's the word, the media stream right now. Like, oh,
Hmm.
I like VCU to beat North Carolina because Caleb Wilson's not playing, and it's scary. I'm scared to make this pick, but I'm still gonna go with North Carolina. But I'll let you have the final say there.
I slightly lean North Carolina. I don't think VCU is quite good enough to take down North Carolina, despite the fact that Caleb Wilson's playing. But I don't think North Carolina is going to be going on any kind of deep run here in this tournament. Like our next matchup, Illinois Penn. Like I think Illinois is going to win that and take down North Carolina in the next round.
Yeah, and then before we get into this next matchup, let me ask you something. When people
Mm-hmm.
talk about March Madness and bracket busters on low-seeded teams, what are they talking about? White point guard, future businessman who can absolutely shoot the crap out of the ball. Let's take a look at TJ Power on Penn here. All right. Before we make a pick,
Yeah.
because he is cold. Like, he is disgusting. He had 44 in the final of, I think it was the Ivy League.
Yeah.
And he is nasty, dude.
Yeah, he is, but I don't see Penn winning the game here.
I'll be honest, I picked Penn in my bracket. I just
Did
like
you?
I did. I'm never high on Illinois though. That's another like caveat to it. But I really think that TJ Power can have a Max Aveness, Doug Eater, Jack Golke type of performance and win a couple games in this. And put this on the record. They've called me the all-seeing being before. When this happens, upload this clip because I can see the future and TJ Power is going to beat Illinois. But you don't have to.
The
You don't have to pick
only
them. You can clip it right there.
I'm gonna take Penn in this matchup just because of your conviction for this pick. But the only thing is, I understand what you're saying completely, and I don't disagree with it. I just always have problems with the Ivy League teams for some reason. I don't see the Ivy League teams ever being competitive enough. But we're gonna take Penn here just for fun.
Hey, 2 years ago, Princeton beat Arizona.
Yeah, I guess, but Princeton had what's his name?
Xavier Lee.
Yeah, Xavier Lee.
He only
Like
played 8
he's,
minutes in the tournament.
I guess I don't know. I don't have a ton of faith over for the Ivy Leagues, but we'll do it anyway. St. Mary's, Texas A&M. I've seen a ton of people picking Texas A&M in this one. I think St. Mary's is too good of a team.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm not a St. Mary's ball knower here. Uh, Texas A&M. I mean, they're a 10 seed. I don't have a lot of faith in the high major teams that get seeded that low. Like for to me, that just shows. To me, that tells me there's a lot of flaws in your game, and you just can't really get it done. But you just happen to have a good enough resume to get into this tournament. So I think we should go with St. Mary's.
Yeah, and then Houston, Idaho. I think it's fairly obvious Houston's going to take this one.
Yeah, I agree. My only scary thing is that every time I make Rebecca, my girlfriend, make a bracket, she always gets the major upset right, and she did pick Idaho. It's literally
Oh
every
yeah,
single
I
year.
saw that video you posted.
Every single year she got St. Peter's right, she got the Princeton right. Every single year she gets it right, and I don't know, it's kind of scary. But that Houston, I think like I'm thinking like obviously I'm before the game actually happens, but I mean Houston's so good and they're so good
Mhm.
defensively. Like I think she'll be wrong for the first time.
Florida, Iowa in the round of 32. I I'm picking Iowa.
Really?
Or sorry, Florida.
Oh, I was like, damn. No, no, yeah, Xavier Lee, my glorious king. I'm down to go with Florida as well.
Perfect. Vanderbilt, Nebraska. I think this is where Nebraska falls. As you said, you're high on Vanderbilt. I'm fairly high on Vanderbilt this year too.
Yeah, Vanderbilt
Um,
doesn't turn the ball over. Like they just are
yeah,
super good at controlling the ball.
yeah. I just think I think Vanderbilt was seated a bit too low. You know, like
Yeah.
as we saw in their matchup. I'll pull it up here, or in their notable results. Like they beat the Gators
Hmm.
by a lot
Yeah.
in the SEC tournament. So I think that's important, right?
Yeah.
Especially for the Sweet 16 that we've chosen there. But North Carolina Penn, are you going Penn here?
Penn is my Cinderella team. I don't I hope I'm not wrong, but I think that Penn can make it to the Sweet 16, especially against the Caleb Wilson-less North Carolina.
Fair enough. I'll let you have it. I was going to take Illinois over North Carolina, so if Penn can get through Illinois, we'll say they can get through North Carolina here as
I mean, I,
well.
I think we have the same team going to the Elite Eight out of this region anyway, so or out of this section, I should say. So I don't think it matters too much.
Yeah. Um, yeah, Houston St. Mary's. I'm picking Houston.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then Houston Penn. We'll just get into it. I think this is where Penn's run comes to an end.
yeah. Houston will pick that slipper up and smash it into a million pieces.
Yeah. All right, Florida Vanderbilt. We mentioned it. Florida, they lost to Vanderbilt in the SEC conference tournament, and I kind of like Vanderbilt here.
Yeah, I do as well. I think that Vandy is the team of destiny, and I think that Vandy is the team that I'm going to be behind this tournament. I'm hopping on the Vandy bandwagon, which is why they're going to lose in round one. And let's do it. Vandy to the Elite Eight.
Let's go. Houston Vanderbilt. Who are you picking here?
Um, I'm too biased to make the official pick, but I did pick Vandy to go to the Final Four in my personal bracket. I feel like
Did you?
it's been so chalk for like the last 2 years that
Mm-hmm.
we need to have a bracket. Like we're due for a bracket with like a higher total number Final Four. Like you know what I mean when you add up the seeds.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's why I'm leaning Vandy as well. Like just when you think about like percentages and stuff like that. Like I mean, I guess percentages is a bad thing, but I just like the way Vandy plays. Like they don't turn the ball over. They can shoot it really well. They can play at any kind of pace that they want, and they're just a good team. On the other hand, Houston is. I mean, the Kelvin Sampson identity is great defense, great guard
yeah.
play. It's not going to be easy, and I just love this Vandy team.
Yeah, I'm okay with taking Vanderbilt. Like you said, they don't turn the ball over, and Houston, like you said again, like they live off of their defensive identity. And I feel like if Vanderbilt can play a clean game against Houston, like clean ball security and everything, I feel like they can get it done over Houston because they're a really good offensive team. So let's take Vanderbilt to the Final Four. Okay, out in the Midwest, Michigan, Howard, Michigan.
Gimme Howard. No, I'm just kidding.
Georgia, St. Louis, the 8-9 matchup here. Uh, I'm
Robbie however you say his last name.
Avila.
Yeah.
He's at Grand Canyon before, right?
I think he's been at St. Louis this whole time.
Oh, I'm thinking of someone else. Yeah, yeah, you're right. He has been at St. Louis for a while.
I keep picking St.
Um,
Louis just because of him, and I don't know if that's a good enough reason to keep picking him. But
I'll tell you, in my personal bracket, I did pick Georgia.
I mean, we can go Georgia. We also picked the 9 seed in every other matchup, so I feel like there's no way the 9 seeds will sweep.
Oh, I didn't even realize that, but yeah, okay. Let's go Georgia there. Texas Tech, Akron. I don't think we have a 5-12 upset yet. Could this be? Could this be the one?
You know, I usually love the 5-12 upsets, but this year I just don't believe in any of them. Like I don't think I don't know, I'm not very high on Akron. I think that they're only here because Miami of Ohio finally had a bad game.
Yeah,
And I personally don't think they have it, but I do love some good old action. So your call here.
I lean Texas Tech. Well, not lean. Like I think Texas Tech wins it, but I am worried that we don't have a 5-12 upset.
Yeah. Was there one last year?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Let me pull the bracket up real quick.
Wasn't McNeese 12?
They might have been. I'm pulling it up real quick.
Okay.
We can move on to the next one while I.
Yeah, Alabama Hofstra here. I have seen people picking Hofstra. I think Alabama's way too good of a team to lose this matchup.
Yeah. The only scary thing is Aiden Holloway. 2 pounds of weed, dude. What are you doing? Right before right before March Madness?
Yeah.
Yo, actually, I don't want to play in the NBA. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Colorado State beat Memphis, and McNeese beat Clemson.
Oh, Colorado State was a 5-12?
Yeah, they won by 8. And I remember I picked Grand Canyon. They lost by 40. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Arkansas actually has a history in this tournament. They were the 10-7. They beat Kansas, and they beat St. John's in the round of 32.
Yeah, that St. John's team was terrible, though. Like, they should not have.
Is RJ Lewis
been a
still
2
there?
seed. Let me look that up. I'm not 100% sure. He is. He's at. Yeah, he's still at St. John's.
That's interesting.
Or no, he's not. Okay, wait. I'm on Basketball Reference. Let me pull up ESPN. No, he's not there. He is playing nowhere, it looks like.
He was on Utah. No, or he's with the Celtics.
Yeah,
Utah.
Yeah, he
Utah.
might be.
I didn't know he went pro. I thought he canceled his draft, like pulled out of it.
Yeah.
Guess not.
But are we going to Alabama here over Hofstra?
Yeah, Hofstra seems to be the main team that I'm seeing a lot of people pick, and it's rightfully so because Aiden Holloway, but I still think that Alabama will get it done. I think that Aiden Holloway will be more, it'll bite them more later. I don't know. It is scary, though. Now that you say it, we don't have any 12-5s.
That's all right. This will be the year that it doesn't happen.
Yeah, true. We predicted it.
Tennessee versus the winner of Miami, Ohio, and SMU.
I really like Miami of Ohio, but...
Do you?
But are they going to beat Tennessee?
Yeah, I don't think either of these teams are good enough to beat Tennessee.
Yeah, you're right. Let's just pick Tennessee.
Okay. Play it safe. Virginia, Wright State. I feel like Virginia is very good this year. I don't see them losing to Wright State in a massive upset.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
Kentucky, Santa Clara. This one, I've seen Santa Clara get picked by quite a few people as well, and I honestly like it.
I'm really surprised by the betting odds. I did not realize that the betting odds were that close.
Yeah, where is it here? Yeah, only plus 136 for Santa Clara to win.
And the spread's only 2.5. I mean, Santa Clara, there's some BC connections there. I'm fine to ride Santa Clara here if you want.
Yeah, let's do it. Iowa State, Tennessee State. I think Iowa State is a team that actually could win the tournament. So let's go Iowa State.
Sounds good.
Okay, Michigan, Georgia in the round of 32. Michigan's too good. It was a bit of a toss-up for Georgia, St. Louis. I think Michigan gets through with relatively no problem.
Yeah.
Texas Tech, Alabama. See, in my original bracket, this was before the Aiden Holloway stuff. Like I had Alabama going on a fairly deep run. I think I might go Texas Tech. I really like JT Toppin. Christian Anderson's a very good player as well.
Yeah, I think that even if Aiden Holloway comes back, that room is so fractured now based off that. Like, it'll be hard to rally. It'll be hard to have that same togetherness they had before.
Yeah, let's go Texas Tech. Virginia, Tennessee. I think we go chalk here. I'm leaning towards Virginia.
That's fine by me.
Perfect. Santa Clara, Iowa State. As I said, I think Iowa State has a real chance to win it this year. So I don't think Santa Clara makes it past the round of 32.
Yeah, and there's always one region that's pretty much chalk, so I think that's this region for us.
Yeah. Okay, Michigan, Texas Tech. I think this Michigan team is too good to lose Texas Tech. But what do
I'm
you
super
think?
high. I'm super high on Michigan as well. Like I
Yeah.
just think they're nasty.
Yeah, and then I do want to just go with the 1-2 matchup here
That's fine.
for the Elite Eight, Iowa State. Now, Michigan, Iowa State. This one, it's tough for me because, like you said, I'm also quite high on Michigan, but I am really high on Iowa State too. I don't know where I'm leaning.
I've been crazy high on Michigan the entire year. I thought there was one point where I thought they were going to go undefeated this season, and obviously that was wrong. But I just this Michigan team is so good, dude. And imagine
Yeah,
we get Michigan versus Arizona in the Final Four. Like that'll be an insane game.
yeah. Let's go Michigan then. All right, Final Four here. We've got Arizona, Michigan, UConn, Vanderbilt. Let's start with the UConn Vanderbilt matchup. I kind of want to take Vandy to make it to the final. I don't know why.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I
Okay, let's
love
do it.
I love getting behind a random 5 seed SEC team. It's something in my blood that loves it. Maybe it's my skin color.
I picked Arizona as my favorite in our last episode. I think you might have picked Michigan.
Yeah, I believe I did.
So where are
I
we
don't know.
going here?
I am still extremely high on Michigan, and I think they can win. But the college basketball god Ryan Hammer has said that Arizona is the team that he just cannot believe how good they are. They don't have any bad games. Every time he watches them, they just look unbelievable. So if you want to go with Arizona, I am fine with going with Arizona.
Yeah, let's check the preview here. Obviously, it won't have the betting odds, but odds to win. It's favoring Michigan.
I also like to fade the ESPN predictor.
Yeah, I do too. So, all right, let's do Arizona Vanderbilt in the final. I think this is Arizona's year. I feel like every year they come into the tournament as like a 1 or 2 seed. They look really good, really consistent all year long and just can't get it done. I think this is the year that they get it done.
Yeah, last year I was really high on Arizona because of Caleb Love, and he's on
Mhm.
Portland now. But if Arizona doesn't get it done this year, I don't think I'll ever pick them ever again until they get it done.
Yeah.
Like that's the way I see it. I just
Yeah.
if they don't get it done, man, it'll be just be brutal. I do love this Vandy team, and I'll be cheering for Vandy if this is the actual matchup that happens. But I think that Arizona probably will get it done. What did the
All right.
predictor say for this one?
Um, let's see. Predictor says 70%
Yeah,
Arizona.
yeah. I mean, makes sense.
Yeah. All
They're
right.
so
And then
good.
how many points are we going in the championship game here?
154,
154. I usually go higher than that.
70 to 60.
That's
Oh,
such a boring final.
yeah, I know.
I'm going 168.
All right. 80
I don't
points
want a
each.
boring final. Yeah.
Yeah, me neither.
All right. Let's submit this bracket here.
Boom.
There we go.
Your pick to cut the nets down. Vanderbilt.
Okay. We've taken University of Arizona to win it all here. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on before we wrap up?
What's your dream matchup for any game? Like, what's the number one game you want to see?
Um, oh man, that's tough. I am excited. I want to see that Arizona Arkansas game. But deeper in the tournament, I think honestly, I think that Michigan Arizona game will be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. That's my second. My first, I really want to see that Kansas Duke game. Like, that is the game I just absolutely want to see. And if it could be someone we picked in the bracket, it could be someone we didn't pick. 5 seed or lower, who is the Cinderella team for you?
Yeah, I think it's Vanderbilt. But if we want to go even lower than that, like let's go 9 or below. The Cinderella team for me is South Florida. Like I know we picked UConn to beat them, but I think there is a chance that they can take down UConn. UConn's been kind of they haven't been great leading into this tournament, right? And so
Yeah.
I think South Florida could be that team that makes the Elite Eight and plays a team like Duke.
Yeah. I'm so excited for Penn, the Penn Cinderella run. Heard it here first. Just knocked on wood. Here we go. It's March. This is what we live for.
Yeah, well, let's wrap it up there. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Ball Don't Lie. That was our tournament predictions. We'll be doing lots of coverage as the tournament goes on here, and we'll be checking our bracket. I'll make sure to have it saved. I don't think I saved it last year, so I'll make sure that it's saved this year. But thank you for tuning in to another episode of Ball Don't Lie. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and check out all of our socials that are linked down below. And we'll be back following the round of 32 for an update on our bracket and the tournament overall.